Got my mic on. Looks like, oh, that sucks. Okay, well, we'll just roll with it. What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, Joseph Traylor, head chef and lead engineer of Celestial Grimace, coming to you on the Friday edition of the Hangout live stream where we're going to be making a little bit of music. And I've got a friend joining me. His name is Ashton. and he is a prospective band member for Celestial Grimace. Ashton, tell everybody hello.
Hey, what's up?
So yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of experiment where I'm gonna be making a song from scratch with a little bit of input. So I don't know how much of a delay there is between the screen share and all that, but this will be
Screen share should be no delay, but your stream is probably like 5 seconds.
yeah. All right, let me go over to the doll. Yeah, I've noticed for whatever reason, like once I go live, there's a bit of a like a delay effect. Well, and what I mean by delay effect is it's more like the audio is coming through before the video for some reason here of late. So it looks
Is it
like
just Discord or
no, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's probably just CPU usage or something. I'm not sure.
you
Uh,
running off a laptop or you have an iMac?
no, I'm running off of a iMac. Well, I mean,
Gotcha.
technically it's a Hackintosh, but
Well,
but
virtualization would definitely cause some of that.
oh no, it's actually a it's built in.
Oh, not bad, not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I went the full Monty. No,
Full send.
I mean I think some of it's just that OBS is such a resource hog.
It can be for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I can probably try to close some of this stuff out. I'm sure having a billion tabs open doesn't help. Um. So yeah. All right. There we go. Got my Discord. That's back up. Actually, I don't think that necessarily has to be up, does it? Cool. So, looks like we've got, I don't know, we got a viewer or two. Let me go ahead and make sure everything's set up. Say something. Say hi in the chat, everybody. Make sure that's working. All right. So yeah, I really don't have. It's funny. Like the whole point of the live stream is to kind of go through like the creative process, but I really don't really have a process. It's like I just screw around and find things that sound cool.
It's anything like what I do. Just come up with a riff and then try to smack shit around it like drums and a beat and bass.
Yeah. Um. Let's see. And
Actually,
sometimes, oh
just
yeah,
came up with one of those Akai minis, and I just sat there making like shitloads of loops repeating.
yeah. Um. And a lot of times too, like I'll at least have like some sort of, I don't know, beat in my head, but I'm coming in like fresh. Tell you what, it'd probably be easier. Screen share. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no. Let's do the whole screen. That will be easier. That way we can. There we go. Yeah, I gotta have my little music keyboard out. Um, let's see here. Percussion. Now let's just jump straight into the synthesizer. Let's check out our experimental pack. Some sci-fi communication. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can see all the different little preset or not. I know you may have to look in real close and squint, but if one catches your eye, feel.
I will full screen it and take a look. Although you should check your stream. I don't think your Logic Pro window is updating. I still see on the stream just what you had up there before.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. That was the old.
Had like another instance open.
Yeah. Which is, it bothers me so much.
OBS's window select is a little funky sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I really just need to do the whole window. Which one is that?
Should be an application capture. If you do window capture, it's going to capture individual windows of the apps too. There's also just a display capture you can do if you want your desktop in there. But
that's right. It's not the window capture; it's the display capture. Yeah, let's undo that. There we go. And no need for that to be so big. All right. That way, everyone can see everything. Man, it's so nice to have someone on the other end telling me where I'm screwing up.
I usually have a monitor pulled up on when I'm doing streams from Twitch or anything like that in OBS. I'll have a separate computer or pad pulled up with my stream on the dashboard so I can see what's going on.
Yeah, see that's the end goal is to have a dedicated computer for just streaming. But unfortunately, my laptop has been out of commission for a while. I had a Mac. No. Yeah, I had a MacBook, and that's where I used to do everything on it.
So, it's funny is all of my computers are Linux Windows. I've built them myself, and I've also gutted a lot of laptops and repurposed them.
Yeah.
I've turned a couple of Chromebooks into Linux machines as well. But the only Mac product I own at all is my work computer. Because I work for Apple, but I don't actually care for the computers too much.
Yeah, and I mean, I couldn't justify paying for an Apple. I mean, it's a great software, but
oh yeah, Logic Pro's good.
Yeah, it's just they
found myself on FL Studio and on Reaper. I use Reaper a lot for guitar. It's just really simple. Sheds a lot of the extra stuff that goes into some of the other DAWs.
Yeah. I briefly looked into Reaper, because I mean, I did a lot on GarageBand at first.
I hate GarageBand.
Yeah, but I mean, the GarageBand was it's a stripped down version of Logic, and it's not bad, and I mean, it really kind of like built the foundation for me to jump right into Logic.
Oh yeah, from that perspective, I can see it being useful. I just having worked with other stuff already, going back to trying to fiddle with GarageBand, I'm not a huge fan.
I can see that.
No, it's not terrible by any means. It's just a personal preference thing. A lot of these things are.
Yeah. Let's see, Rhythm Ghost. Oh, tell you what I need to do. I need to set my key. Yeah, I've been kind of like with a lot of my metal stuff, the the key of Celestial Grimace has gotten a lot progressively lower and heavier.
Now, see, I don't know what it would translate to and kind of like how you write, but I do primarily play in drop C when I'm playing
Okay.
guitar, or it would be D standard, so it's a whole step down from E if you're tuning E 440th.
Yeah. Yeah, I find I really like playing in A. I don't know why. For some reason, I guess it's because I can like I can hear that note in my head, like with a lot of different songs that I know that start in A.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
just talking instrumental tuning. You'll have to show me like where you're talking about as far as key, so I
yeah.
can get like a comparison to what I'm playing.
Let's see. I know that's an. Oh, tell you what. Let me pull up. I call it my riff synth. I've got a thick synth and a chunky synth, but basically they're sort of like my
Yeah.
pseudo guitars. Uh,
I like that sound. That's
yeah. So I've
nice and
got
a little deep.
so that's sort of like it's got more of a chord sound to it. Ugh. Very.
I see it's listed under user patches. Are these things you've grabbed offline or like you've purchased plugins or?
No, they're more like how let me see how can I explain it. So it started off with just the bass like preset. Let me think. Which one is that? So one of them is the Electric Buzz, I think is my. So that's the Electric Buzz, and then I'm trying to think what did I do to it. A lot of playing around with it, of course.
It's anything
Uh,
like how I do my plugins. It's all just experimenting until I get something and
yeah,
just fucking hold on to it. God forbid you lose that file or save.
right. Let's see. So right, I turn. So there's a chord knob, which I mean really is not but so 1, 2, 3, 4 settings. And I mean, and that in of itself already sounds decent. And that's what I did for the longest time was just, all right, yeah, that's pretty much done.
For
Throw
like
the
a
drive on a
heavy
little.
synth guitar. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had the crazy idea of, wait a second, what if I ran that through one of my cab synths, or not synths, but my cab plugins.
You talking like an impulse response or you're talking just like a
Yeah. So I have a one of my favorites. It's called it's made by a guy Nick Crow, and it's basically a 6505 amp sim.
yeah.
And so I just plugged in. Do I have that? Yeah, I do have it pre-saved. So I throw that on there, and then I throw the where is it? Anyways, I've got an impulse response loader somewhere in here. Oh, there it is. Now I'll just throw one on them. I think that's pretty much it.
The old Poulin cab sim. Yeah.
Boolean.
It took me a minute to see it.
Yeah.
I have a couple of his amps amps that I run through my guitar. He has the ENGL ones, and he has the LE456.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Other than like, he's the only stuff I use other than all of the stuff off of Ignite Amps website. You know how they have
Okay.
the Nadir plugins and like the tube heads they do.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you know, I remember he was working on a PV amp sim, and I was looking forward to that one. But
He quit all his stuff.
yeah.
I'll send you the amps that I have real quick. They should drop right in the Discord, and you can see if one of these is similar to what you were looking at. Because I know one of them was supposed to be based off of, and the ENGL ones sound totally fine.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'd say, like Boss ENGL PV. Those are gonna be like some of your heaviest fucking amps out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Have you ever thought of like running a pedal through some of those effects too and seeing what happens?
uh I mean, yeah, if I had a good way to like loop them back, uh I mean, I don't think it would be out of the question. Let me see. So what is, I've got a trim. For a minute I thought I put a compressor on them.
It should be the 64-bit DLLs for
Yeah.
his three main amps.
Yeah, I think I may have that already. Let me see. Where are my amps? Nope. Audio units. Le Poo. Yep. I got that one. Yeah, I got.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got the hybrid, the 456, the Lecto Legion, Lexact.
See, I've only been messing with the digital stuff for like the past year or two,
Uh-huh.
like lightly. So you might actually have a lot more than I do on there.
Yeah, cuz I'd started recording music like seriously, I don't know, probably back around 2012, 2013, cuz like once I got my hands on GarageBand, then I was like, "Oh, wait, now all I need is a way to plug my guitar in." And somewhere floating around here, I've got as I was a poor college student going to Auburn, no less. Um, and I don't know, it's somewhere floating around here. But it was just like a little $15 quarter-inch jack to USB interface. I mean, if you could call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to call it an interface is kind of generous, but I was able to plug it in and start doing some recording. I don't know.
So hardware wise across the board, you're using like a keyboard and just the interface to get it in, or
Yeah, I mean, I've got a little Scarlett interface, but really all I'm using it for right now is for the audio.
I got the Scarlett Solo standalone third gen. It's with the one guitar input, one mic input.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah, this was the solo as well. This one might actually be second gen. If I'm
I just ordered mine, so it would make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I tell you what, since I have this showing to the other screen, I'll just pull up my other song here. Wait a second, what's going on here? File open from recent. I want to close and don't save. There we go. I need to come up with a name for this song. So yeah, I mean, pretty much most of what I do is just a lot of MIDI drawing.
I think my
Just
Discord fucked up. Give you 1 second.
oh yeah. All right. Got 4 playbacks, 2 concurrent viewers. Criminal gang in the house. What are y'all doing? This.
Yeah, no. My friends like to post those little goofy video clips that will freeze your fucking Discord up.
Oh.
Very nice, very nice.
Cool. So, screen share still working?
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Actually, I take that back. I was looking at YouTube. It is not showing on my side.
Ruh-roh. Share my screen. We're going to do screen 2. We're going to go live. All right. Right, so,
There we go.
oops, wrong window. There we go. So, yeah, I found that a lot of it, I have to, drawing just seems to work out a lot better. I mean, I could go live, and try to plug it in with, what few keys I have on the digital keyboard here. But I mean,
Yeah, that
bass.
I got tired of playing with the on-screen stuff, so that's why I got that Akai Mini.
Yeah.
And the Akai stuff's really nice. Even with the 25 keys on it, I can hit the octave button and like physically have access to like the whole 80 something keys on the keyboard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be my next purchase, I think. Yeah, yeah, let me show you what I've been working on the last few weeks of streaming. Well, I said that, but then I started not being able to hear you. So,
I liked what I heard so far. Listening from the YouTube side, that was pretty damn solid.
oh, you're listening back on the YouTube?
Yeah, I had
Playback?
it playing back through YouTube.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, and I was trying to say I would try to let you kind of see what was going on, but for whatever reason, like I wasn't able to hear you over the playback, so I figured
Yeah,
no
it was
sense.
loud as hell. Your YouTube too. It was just I could hear us mumbling in the background, and it was all music.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is? Let me make that little genie go away. Come on. There we go. Go. There we go. Go away. All right. So yeah, try to. Yeah, so that's kind of what I like to do. Just plug in little bitty notes there. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a more uh, little more efficient way of doing things, but
I mean, as good as it sounds so far,
yeah,
and I listened to some of the stuff you had on your SoundCloud too, and really enjoyed a good bit of it.
yeah.
Um,
Man, I'm trying to see what I'm not even sure what's on SoundCloud anymore. I mean, because SoundCloud it's changed a lot over the years.
oh yeah,
Because I mean, it used to just be like, yeah, no, put as much stuff as you want over here, and then it turned into, actually, now we want you to pay, and you've got like 12 minutes of music you can put on these free accounts.
yeah, they're all doing shit like that. Even streamable. When I used to upload videos and stuff all the time, or make like little edited videos, like they switched over to where they'll delete your shit after a while if you don't pay.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. And I mean, and unfortunately, that's I've had to. I think I'm really gonna have to start hammering down on what goes onto the website, because I mean, I've got a website, uh, but it's starting to look like these days that I may want to start really relying on it more.
Sounds like it. I don't know. Just everyone's trying to like make you shell out for all these different services, but you're like, to establish a network, you're required to use no less than like a half a dozen damn sites and platforms. But then you have to pay for all of them, and that stacks up real damn fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in terms of like actual marketing and stuff like that, I've uh, I've been following a service. They're called Indiepreneur, and
Mm-hmm.
they've been like they're real high on using Facebook, and and I get it. The Facebook, like it's going to good lord, I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, so their whole idea is like, if you want to get yourself in front of people, then you have to, you're gonna have to pay to do that. Which I mean, generally speaking, is it's kind of already a thing. I was telling. I've told friends of mine, it's like, well, if you think about it, like, think about on all these tours, right? People actually have to, like, smaller bands have to pay thousands of dollars to get on to these tours, and then they have to fund their way onto the tour on top of that. And really,
Yeah.
like, but if you think about it, you're doing that because you're trying to get yourself in front of who might kind of be the right fan. Um, because you're not just gonna throw yourself on tour with just anybody. You're gonna want to go on tour with a similar sounding band, or within the somewhere within an understandable range, right? So this company, they like, so their first first introduction, they say, go through Facebook, because Facebook already knows the kind of bands that you like and stuff like that, because of the black box uh algorithms and stuff like that. And and then from there, it's just a matter of retargeting, figure figuring out who these folks are, get to know them, so on and so forth, which is kind of like the purpose of the live stream.
Yeah. Well, especially with like if you look at just recently with everything that's been going on since 2019, especially with COVID and touring getting taken a huge hit,
Oh yeah.
and like people having to network out to maintain like a base, and you look at what's happening with merchandising and bands and like how they're having to switch the ways they make money too.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of this is just going to keep changing. It's gotten to the point where like because people have their official tablature and like a lot of what I listen to, Polyph and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
to make money, they basically have to take their other content, the stuff they would usually put out for free, like their tabs, and make it to
Mm-hmm.
where they want to sell that stuff,
Yeah.
and just all different kinds of things like that, little things like that, have changed dramatically in under 1 year.
Oh
If you
yeah.
just watch the whole environment, it's pretty insane.
Right. Yeah. And that's the crazy thing too is like, and it was looking like that the like the actual live performance in turn. Well, I mean, I know it's certainly true with much larger acts where your actual performance is starting to be like the bread and butter because nobody buys music anymore. You hop on Spotify and you listen to it for free.
Yeah.
Um, However, like that live experience, like going to see, your favorite band or, your favorite singer or whoever, like that's kind of that's an experience that you can't just download.
And usually there's gimmicks, like I say gimmicks, but it's something I would totally pay for. It's like going backstage, having the passes, having the signed merchandise, shit
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, that's
There are people who will shill out for that stuff too. So
oh yeah,
shows in general just provide a huge fucking income.
oh yeah, that's money on top of money. Um, so I said right. So I say all that, and then it's like you said, 2019 happened, and all of a sudden, or excuse me, 2020 happened, uh, and yeah, folks are having to scramble to figure it out, and of course, now everybody's doing live, which is a bit of a bummer because that means some of us who had already been doing it, uh, you know, suddenly you've got less of an audience.
Yeah, it's
What?
stretching that thin.
Yeah, that's like oh, who was it? I think it was about this time last year when I first started doing live, and you know, put it up on the Facebook page, and someone's like, yeah, I would, but oh man, unfortunately, the Dropkick Murphys are gonna be doing a live stream, and can't miss that. It's like, yeah, I understand.
I mean, I feel that. I feel that 100%. I mean, if Tim Henson's out there streaming, doing stuff right now, I'm 100% all over it.
Right.
Shit like that.
Yeah, and of course, I don't think that'll be forever, because I don't think.
Yeah, one day we'll beat the whole pandemic shit.
Yeah. Well, that too. I mean, like once you do that, there's not go for a lot of these bands. There's not going to be a whole lot of, um, what's the word? Incentive really to keep doing it, because things will be quote unquote back to normal. Um. So yeah. So you said this other guy. What's the other guy's name, by the way?
His name is Will,
Will.
and he is also, like I said, he's local. Like I said before, he has what seems to be a lot of experience with rhythm, with jazz, with drums.
Yeah.
He comes from what seems like a more traditional background than maybe you and me do,
Okay.
but he definitely knows enough that when I tried playing some stuff with him, he was like, "Yeah, I'm interested in learning like more about rock and metal and stuff." And I'm like, "All right, here's a guitar." And I handed it to him.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, you're not going to pick up a guitar and immediately have the technique there, but he was hitting notes on time, and
Yeah.
that's already huge for someone who doesn't play guitar.
Right.
So he'll definitely pick up on that. He said he's down for anything really, like guitar, bass, drums. He did say like drums is what he normally plays. It's what he's most
Okay.
comfortable with.
Yeah.
So he seems like with a live drum kit, he might actually be pretty badass.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
Oh yeah. And
He doesn't have his own set down here, but he does have. He said some like guitars and stuff. So
okay.
I'm assuming we'll get it figured out instrument wise.
Yeah. And I mean, when I was in college at Auburn, I'd gotten a lot better at guitar because that was, a lot more acceptable in the apartment than was a drum kit.
Yeah, you can turn an amp down. You can't
Right.
turn the drums down.
So, yeah.
That is to say, unless you have like a digital kit or you have drum pads or a keyboard or MIDI. Like I got that Akai set up so I can use the drum pads on it. I put my headphones in and just fucking go to town.
Yeah. Yeah, I had like a little, just like a little, practice pad set, but I didn't really do much with it. And I think like at the time too, I kind of fancied the idea of transitioning over to guitar full time. But I don't know. I've got little tiny sausage finger hands, so I think I always felt like the upper limit of what I could do on guitar was much like that ceiling was much lower than what I could achieve on drums.
I mean, it's definitely one of those things where like it's a lot of how you are, how you prefer to play, how you interpret playing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the because like some things will click for me right away. Like I picked up saxophone and learned how to play it in like under a week. Like enough so that like I was playing with everyone who had been playing for years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I turn around and I try to pick up something and play it like violin, and that's like a couple weeks of struggling. And I'm actually very used to string instruments, but just like the way you play violin is a little bit
it's
different.
Yeah. Yeah, I've touched a violin before and it just felt wrong. It was like almost like being given a baby. It's like, oh, this thing doesn't feel. I'm gonna break this thing. Give it back.
And see, I have such varied tastes too, because like primarily, yeah, I jam out. I play metal. I'm super into like hardcore rock and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go to playing like, or listen to other stuff like Kansas, softer stuff. Dust in the Wind, I think, is what inspired me to want to learn to play violin.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to learn the violin part because I know the guitar parts. The violin part's the most badass part. So I got a cheap ass little violin.
Mm-hmm.
And violins with guitars and other like more mainstream instruments, I guess you could say, it seems like a lot of these brands like Ibanez, Jackson, Schecter, you can get what would be a lower priced instrument and it's still decent quality.
Yeah.
Violins, no in hell. I bought like a cheap ass violin off Craigslist for like $50, and I tried tuning it, and within a week I stripped out the tuning pegs and everything. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Can't go cheap with violin. You just cannot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what seemed like that's what they had always stressed with me back when I was, I know, in I guess elementary school. They're like, all right, this is the violin. It's very expensive. The bow's made of horsehair or whatever. We gotta go kill the horse every time that one of these bows breaks. I might be stretching the truth a bit, but
that sounds like they were.
I mean that was the kind of like warnings that they would give you about how fragile the violin was. It's like, all right, duly noted. So yeah, what's going on here? Okay. Yeah, I'll hop back over to new project. Why not? Close that. No need to save that. of a classic, like an electric piano. Just, I don't know, there's
Yeah.
something warm and soothing about it.
No, definitely a little classical piano thrown into anything sounds pretty nice. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'll throw a little something here together. Synthesizer. Oh, why'd I close that up? I didn't want to do that. Hypnotic synth bass. Oh, I've used that one before. But yeah, usually that's kind of what it is. I'll just screw around with what, just pre-made instruments I have, and hope that the inspiration comes to me.
It's all stuff thrown into like Logic Pro.
Uh-huh.
Because I know I wanted to get a hold of some stuff with FL that came with a lot of their plugins and a lot of the stuff they have. I should fucking know this because I work for Apple, but I need to look up what kind of packages they have with Logic. And see, I handle like the device technical stuff. I do technical support and engineering on the devices themselves.
Yeah.
We have a department that handles the applications and software stuff.
That's cool. Rhythmic Vox.
That's one of the problems I have. Is Reaper is very bare bones. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's really modular, it's really clean, it's really solid software. But if you're using Reaper, you're using it because it lacks those other all pre-made UI and pre-made plugins and stuff like that. But then stuff like Logic and stuff like FL, they have plugins that are in their own format, so you can't use them with other applications. They're just strictly their plugins. So finding plugins outside of applications has been a lot of my work, is trying to find things like for guitars. I got it locked down. I definitely have plenty of plugins for my guitar.
Yeah.
But trying to find a drum kit, trying to find like a good piano or synth kit, stuff like that has been extremely difficult. Yeah. And so you end up running into individually super expensive plugins like GGD.
Yeah.
Makes a shitload of these really nice drum kits, but it's like $90 drum kit.
Are they really that much? Oh man.
They're pretty expensive. But I mean, as far as drum kits go, they probably blow just about anything on the market away. As far as sampling, fidelity, quality, they're really damn good professional level drum kits. Yeah, I definitely have to say GGD is probably some of the best on the market. Plugin wise for guitars, if you're looking at strictly just metal, you're talking about Neural DSP, Ignite. You have the bigger options, the big name all-in-one softwares like Amplitude and AmpHub. And then I think it's Guitar Rig or Guitar Pro.
Yeah,
stuff like that. But strictly right now running on free plugins, I'm trying to find it again. It was on the tip of my tongue. There is another suite that's supposed to be like all open source plugins and like a music library for everyone to share like open source plugins, and it's really cool, some of the unique sounds you can find there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll find it here in a minute. God help me. Spitfire Audio.
Okay.
So it is, let's see, it's Spitfire Audio and then Spitfire Labs is what it's called. And it is a like open source platform where you can download and use this platform for plugins, and they have a couple decent drum kits and shit on there. Let me see if I can actually find this. I've been meaning to install it anyways. I'll actually link that to you, and you can see they have strings, guitars, pianos, bass, drums, vocals, percussion, synths, and experimental.
Yeah. That did not copy over. Do. Right, copy link. There we go. There we go. I'll plug that in. Look at it later.
Looks like they do have a bunch of paid software, but it's also pretty decently priced, all considered.
Yeah.
A lot of like little $50 packs of plugins and stuff.
Yeah.
They apparently work with, so it's a production studio like in London, I think, and they work with a lot of different types of production for independent artists or for, it looks like, orchestras. So they sample from like professional orchestras and stuff for the instruments.
Huh. Yeah.
I have just a giant folder of random shit I've been looking up online.
Yeah. There was I know because with me being a little more of a drummer, there's some company, I think it's they're called That Sound or I Want That Sound. A friend of mine turned me on to them, where basically that's they do all of their in-house drum kit samples, and I got a few of their samples that they just kind of they're sampler samples.
I see what it is. Yeah, I want that sound.com, and they have like a library of 500 free drum samples.
It's like a ridiculous number, and I'm just like, maybe it's just me, but I can't imagine 500 different percussive sounds.
It's a lot. It's a hell of a lot. Something cool about the Akai stuff too is when you buy any of their physical products, much like if you buy physical products from like IQ Multimedia or any of those other groups, they usually include some of their software that's usually paid software. I have the full version of the MPC Beats software and the samples that come with it, and it's a pretty fat fucking library too. Granted, it's all mostly geared towards like EDM type music and like hip hop, rap kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the samples are samples. I mean, they have actual 808s and drums in there. So, like, I mean, you get samples. It's all the same.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I have the MPC software. I know I did, or maybe it. I don't know. It's floating around somewhere. It may have not gotten uploaded whenever I was
These are some of those more premium plugins I was talking about though, that are like some of the bigger names in metal production. For anything like hard rock, like they sample specifically for like that side of the spectrum. Get Good Drums, I mean, they have a couple different kits on there, and they are just incredible sounding. Same thing with Neural DSP. Those are sampled, fully emulated, like tube heads, amps, pedals, and setups used by like professional artists, and they are also incredibly good. For like, if you have a lot of sound engineering knowledge, getting those kinds of sounds out of the free plugins and out of like various different equalizers and effects, I mean, it's doable. But if you're like me and you don't really want to sit there and fiddle with hours worth of equalizing, then they're right there ready to go.
Yeah. Let's see. Precisely engineered brutality. A legendary amplifier replicated in a beautiful plug-in. 119. That's not too terrible.
No, it's if you look at the software, it's not just the amp pad either. It comes with the cab sim. It comes with miking sim, so you can actually like change positions of mics on the cabs. It comes with so every model of microphone, cab, head, amp. I think it's like 3 different amp models, and also like 5 or 6 pedals. Like you have a whole fucking kit right there.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff I eyeball because, like I said, I'm a comp sci. I'm not a sound engineer, so I ain't trying to
Yeah.
sit around and precisely like fine tune random samples on the internet.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe I am because I sometimes I'll even when I'm streaming I'll get a little bit too anal over like trying to get what that right sound. Um, that's like it's crazy. The Linkin Park's there's some numb. It's got that classic intro with like whatever sound that is, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I looked up and down the internet trying to figure out if somebody has figured out how to replicate it because I made a cover of it, right? Or sort of a more heavier version of the cover, but I at least wanted like that intro to be like as original or somewhat original. Um, so I looked up and down trying to recreate it. It was just almost impossible. Maybe that's what set me off was that pursuit.
I've definitely done some serious hassling trying to get like a good uh, tone, so to speak, out of
Oh
my
yeah.
amps and out of my because like I get to the problem where a lot of the amps and standalone effects are like the default presets for these things are just not good sounds. Like on
Mhm.
the Boss amplifier that I have, the Boss Katanas are really nice amps, like physically, like the amp I have here in my room.
Mhm.
They have a MIDI plug-in, so you can connect them to your computer,
Yeah.
and they have interchangeable pedals and effects and all kinds of stuff. They're like the sickest damn amps I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So the default presets on that, dog shit, completely bad tone. I mean, it's just like your out of the box travel amp sound. But
Mhm.
you plug in the like, they have a whole suite of like professionally engineered like sound samples and presets that people have done. And I loaded up some of those and tweaked the sound just a slight bit, and now it
Mhm.
sounds like an actual super sick high quality amp. And they are the Boss Katana amps are really high end amps. It's just a matter of what makes them so good too is the fact that they do have those interchangeable effects and pedal effects built into the actual amp.
Yeah.
So
Dope. Oh, and I also see Mr. Ola England got his hand on the Fortin. I'll have to watch that video.
someone asked in chat, who is the good boy? Are we referring to my dog in the background or?
That's probably what they mean.
My boy Roscoe hanging out with his chew toy.
Yeah, that would be my girlfriend Lauren. She tries to keep the chat alive, but it's usually with less relevant conversation topics.
There's actually my fiance in the background riling the dog up herself.
Yeah. Oh, so that's that squeaking I keep hearing.
Yeah. I do have a Yeti on the desk, so you're going to hear literally everything when I'm holding my push to talk.
Yeah. Oh, no. Ooh, I like that. I like that slide. See what tempo we're working with here. 120? I can work with that. Let's see. See, I think that's going to be an A. That's an E. I don't know. Go to the MIDI here, figure something out. and said, "Hey, I'm just trying to keep things festive, and I do not know anything about music except that I enjoy it sometimes."
Welcome to the club. I never claimed to know anything.
Yeah. That's my secret, Cap. I'm also stupid.
Press button, ear good sound, do place sound.
Yeah.
It's like me messing around on guitar, and I'll just hit random shit and sound like a train wreck for 5 minutes, and then boom, I have a rhythm.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's even worse is when you have a delay echo, and you make a wrong note, and you just have to
You have to hear that note again.
just have to live with it. I kind of like this sound. It's got a real kind of creepy, uh, almost alien-like vibe to it, which of course is right on brand.
I want to hear how something sounds when you're plugging those sounds in. So you got the A right now going on that plugin you're running.
Mm-hmm.
If you start like an octave higher and come in with like a little tune, then drop it an octave and bring in the guitar, and just have it like lead into like a heavier. You see what I'm kind of saying? Just thinking brain.
Yeah. I think I understand. You want to run that back with me one more time?
So get a tune going on the plugin you got going right now.
Yeah.
Take that up an octave for the first two measures, and then bring it back down an octave. At the same time, bring in some guitar.
All right.
I have to listen to it through YouTube because Discord is not cooperating.
That's disappointing. There we go. Tell you what, I have an idea. We're just going to see what it sounds like with both of those. So basically, bringing in the lower octave, but keeping that higher octave as well.
See how that sounds, yeah? And if you bring guitar in like right about the time you bring in the lower octave, it'd probably just come in like real heavy.
Yeah.
Have like a nice like electro synth and guitar come in.
Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, let's go with thick. So yeah, like I say, I have two of them that I use for the riff. You know, one's more, like I said, one's more chordy, and then the other one's more like, I try to equate it to like if I were playing guitar. So one would be like playing the chords, but the other would be like if I were doing like really just like top note heavy stuff. And then I'd play both of them to get like a really thick sound with two C's.
It's usually what happens when I go in trying to record a guitar track is you'll have to come in with like a left-right guitar track playing the same effects on top of each other to get like an actual full sound.
Yeah. I've done that a time or two, but like I really feel that I found rather that with these digital ones it's not quite the same. I mean, just because there is such what's a good word for it? Like, because, you know, when you left and right track, you get a bigger sound because of, like, the slight irregularities in the recording rather than, you know, just a big sound. It's really more of like an audio illusion. Auditory illusion. I know there's a proper word for that, but I'm digging. Let's see. See if I can come up with a sick riff on a short notice. Actually, let me.
So the rhythm you got going on already with the synth there.
Yeah. Oops. That note's just too long. So I'm thinking, okay, I think I've got something in my head. Something like a
Yeah, see, I'm thinking like along the same lines, but I don't know how to like vocalize it without sounding goofy as shit.
Hey, I am all about the onomatopoeia. And also I have this bad problem where like I'll accidentally pick the wrong note and I'll just end up sliding up and down trying to put it back in its place.
Could probably fill that spot with some triads. So like where you're doing like the did it, and then like take that same pattern and move it up like a step, and then between them a step. So like one step up, half step down. Just do like a triad for that whole second part. So like you have the top beat, the synth going like dun, dun, and then like on the first dent, then you need to do the triads, and then go back to a solid note on the like third. So like 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I had in mind there. Let's see. Here, let me just play this around real quick so I can get it figured out. I don't know if that's quite. Was that kind of what you were thinking? Somewhere in that ballpark?
Kinda. I have a really hard time visualizing it. I might have to whip out some software here in a second, just like kind of draw it out what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
If I could put the pattern on paper somehow, we're about to go open up MS Paint and draw it.
But hey, well, I was gonna say if you can export MIDI, I can always import it.
We could. Let me figure out how to do that real quick.
Yeah.
Because I can whip out. Let me grab my keyboard real quick. Into something like MPC and see if I can export a MIDI from that. I don't know.
Yeah.
now we get to play the wonderful game of I haven't used this program nearly as much as I should have. I'll just preload a sample library with like some drums, piano shit, so I can like at least get the tune out of my head.
Yeah. What? If it helps, it's in 120 beats per minute.
I think that's what all my shit's defaulted to.
Yeah. Actually, I need to figure out what note that is coming in. So that starts with an A, then to a D, to a G. Yeah. I would say usually these are kind of one of those situations where it's like I think I have the idea in my head and I think I like it, and then when I come back to it the next time I'm like, "Oh god, what was I thinking?"
I have to find something that doesn't sound like a goofy ass fucking rubber chicken going off. Give me the note that bass line is on. Maybe I can see it on Discord.
Oh,
What's the first note on?
yeah. It's first note is an A. Yeah, let me. See. A2 to D2. Well, this is on the higher one, but that's same difference. To G2. Then what's that? C3.
That's just the full 4-note arrangement on the synth, or?
Yeah, well that's the that little note, the little background notes.
Gotcha. So I should be able to put 2 tracks in here. there's got to be a better way for me to do this. I fucking am not going to use this beats application. Time to explore the further functionality of Reaper here.
Right.
Wild, but you gave me the idea to try throwing a drive pedal over top of this piano plugin. We're about to see what happens.
There you go. Huh. Oh no. Let me reboot this program real quick. Ugh.
like hanging out and doing some of this shit in person too is I won't have to try to figure all my shit out just to send a MIDI of like what I'm thinking of in my head.
Yeah. Um. Oh boy.
I don't actually even know how to enter like the view in Reaper to see like the tracks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wish I could tell you.
I'm gonna find out. Won't take me too long.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think I'm scrapping that riff. Do-do-do-do. Zoom in and enhance.
Here we go.
There we go. It's a little more simple, but I'm digging it a lot more. is OBS. There we go. Cool. You know, I think, I don't know. I'll let you keep doing that. I'm gonna try this riff just a little bit slower.
Let me listen to you guys so far. I got so sidetracked fucking with my thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually a little closer to what I had in mind, like doing the triplets and shit like that.
Yeah.
You're still working off of, you said A2 was your starting note?
Let me see. Yeah, it was. But for whatever reason, it's sounding like D is more of the key. So like I said, so that background note starts with an A, right? But I guess like really the riff starts with a D at a D. Well, technically it's more of a it's on a, so I don't know if you're listening to the playback or not. The key is in D, even though the first note's not. It's like a dun kind of sound.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's resolving back to that D. I think that's the proper, the proper term there. Having to do some note placement shenanigans here. I'm kind of digging that. You want to give this a listen?
Yeah, let me see what you got. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
The synth notes definitely too just come in real nice on the when they're on the high notes coming in the front of those riff sections.
Yeah.
Very pleasant sound.
um.
They just need a really deep drum in the background.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Let's see. I think maybe put it at the beginning of the song, kind of keep it all tied together.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go with. So something. I think something that sounds like really far in the background. What you think?
Yeah, something like a deep bellowing like in the back bass drum, like
Yeah.
something that just kind of sets more of an undertone than anything.
Yeah. Let me just go ahead and make sure I'm labeling this heavy distant. Cool. Yeah. Just go ahead and let's throw on. Let's see what the mega. Yeah, let's try out that megaphone. Nah, I don't like that megaphone. EQ. Need to recall default. What I need is, where's my reverbs? Imaging, filter, EQ, dynamics, distortion, dynamics, EQ, filter, imaging, metering, modulation. Oh, there we go. Reverb. Give me that space designer. Oh man, so many different things to play with. quite as much reverb on that. Oh, I know what it needs. It needs a little bit of just needs that little touch of crunch to it. Let's duplicate that. Throw this on to the next one. Turn that off. Alright, let me give this a listen.
Electric and drums and everything.
You want to say that again? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I like that so far with all the electric and the drums and everything in there. Just like hearing it all together right there at the last part you were playing.
Yeah. It definitely needs just a little something else to pad the intro with. I'm just not sure what that is. Maybe probably a bass line might be what it needs. Just throw nope, that's a bell. It's definitely not going to be that bass specifically. interesting. I don't know. What you think about that? Oops. Also, just curious what this sounds like if we change that intro kit to more of a electric kit. Actually, you know what? I think that might be a winner right there.
Let me hear the whole thing real quick.
Yeah. Let me loop it to where it's going into that riff. Still a little rough, but I think the elements are there.
Got the bass around it.
Mm-hmm.
Got the whole general thing there. No, I've just about figured out all my MIDI stuff on this side.
Yeah.
It's basically had to redo the UI on my DAW because I was only using it for recording guitar and input. So to pull up all the MIDI keyboards and like the interface and everything, but I got it pretty much looking like what you'd expect it to look like, what you're working with from your side.
Yeah.
And I see how to export MIDIs and how to import MIDIs. So, example, if I come up with something, I can shoot it at you. You come up with something, you can shoot it at me. I can edit it, send it back, stuff like that.
Yeah. Theoretically, that's how it should work. Like I say, because
theoretically.
Yeah, because I mean, the MIDI itself is just like, it's just data. You know, it's like on off. So in theory, you should just be able to plug it into any instrument. change that. I'm gonna change that drum line a bit. Get that last measure. You know, it's funny. I always talk about how boring I am whenever I get like really into the song and I'm just sitting there plugging away, mouth agape, looking like an idiot.
It's exactly what I'm doing right now. I literally, I like started trying to write a little something just to test sending you a little file.
Yeah.
And I just got into it. I was like, oh, that's a nice little beat. Shit. I wish I knew how to not use these notes.
need something that complements our intro.
Okay, well, the obvious answer to the question is I need to set the trap for that baseline. Jesus Christ. Alright, whatever. I'll stop playing with this and just test out exporting it. I'm getting way too into it.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I joked about. There's this one specific synth that it's called the synth pipe organ, and it sounds straight up like something that came out of Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, that would be nice, like real old retro sound.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the test MIDI.
Cool. Let me...
That should also be in, like, that same key.
I mean, if it's not, I can always drag it.
You can just drag it around, yeah.
Let's see. Where do I want to bring that into? Do I have a MIDI folder somewhere? No, but I can create one.
Hi, I'm Ola.
Yes, hello, Ola.
It's just like a real straight beat I threw together on the fucking MIDI.
Mm-hmm. Should just be able to plug it right on in. Also import tempo. Nah. Yep.
I want to hear what that sounds like too on your side.
Yeah, I may have lost what key it was supposed to... Like, I see where it was going. I just kind of... I now just got off the wrong exit.
No, I don't even think like it's in line with what you're writing right now, but it just as testing for you to get the MIDI file, it definitely worked.
Yeah. Let me line it up though. Hey, we can work with it. Make it a little more dynamic, you know, little.
Throw some extra beats in there.
Yeah. But yeah, as I say, I can hear where it's going.
See, what got me distracted was I threw that down and I was just doing like a pure example to see if I could export. Like, wasn't even thinking about what you were really writing there.
Yeah.
And then I started being like, I can throw bass notes and make a couple different tracks. And other instruments, and I started like going on a whole rampage myself over here.
Yeah.
There's a synthesizer instrument that came with the MPC stuff that's
Uh-huh.
actually pretty nice. It's that hybrid air is what it's called,
Yeah.
and that's what I was pulling like keyboard and drum synths off of.
Okay. Yeah, cool stuff. Uh, yeah, man. Think you'd be alright calling it a night on that. Now that we got a good proof of concept.
Yeah, definitely. I'll call it a night here. Got to work all tomorrow, anyways, and then Sunday, he's getting off of work about 6, and you said towards the afternoon was when you wanted to hang out. So the
Yeah, I mean,
idea.
yeah, any time Sunday, really. Yeah, I got the usual church in the morning, lunch with the folks, but after that, yeah, afternoon to evenings pretty much wide open.
Sounds good. I'll shoot you a text when we are meeting up on our side and heading your way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll sound like a plan.
All right, man. It's been fun. Definitely enjoyed talking,
Yeah.
which we seem to have done the majority of the time. And then, yeah, it looks like we threw a little something together here.
Yeah, we got.
In person, I think we could make some serious progress on that and throw up like a nice little track.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, man, I'll holler at you later, and then I'm going to do the usual wrap up here on the stream, for good old production's sake.
All right, man. I'll see you later.
Yes, sir. Take care, bud. All right, here we go. We are going to go back to the full view. Very alien sounding, maybe some 80s arcade vibes. I am with it, and I'm glad you are with it. So yeah, it was a little, not quite as exciting of a session as we normally are, but I think we made some progress. Went a little longer than we normally do, but yeah, good stuff. So, anyways, with that said, no pending news to my knowledge. So, be sure to come and hang out with us this coming Tuesday over on the Tuesday live stream, and yeah, that's it. So, as always, I have been Joseph. You all have been beautiful. And until next time, stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.